Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the program. It's Friday, February 19th. Coming to you live from our studio in Seoul, I'm Kim Mo-kyun. Before we get started, these are the stories we're following at the top of the hour. South Korea reports 561 new COVID-19 cases Friday, and as the pandemic continues, the nation is implementing a special personal information system that could help with contact tracing while protecting the personal information of the public. Seoul's finance ministry says the nation's economy has seen a rebound in exports and investment in recent months, but the pandemic continues to hammer the service sector and the job market. And NASA successfully landed its latest robotic rover Perseverance on Mars on Thursday. The space agency's most advanced rover will collect samples of rocks and dirt, helping scientists on Earth to draw a clearer picture of the mysterious planet. We start with the COVID-19 situation in South Korea. The nation reported 561 new cases of COVID-19 Friday, inching down after 2 days in the 600s. Prime Minister Chung Se-kyun said that the current situation is worrisome and that authorities will exert their full efforts to stop the spread. Of the new cases Friday, 533 were locally transmitted, most in the greater capital area, and 28 were from overseas. With this, the nation's total number of COVID-19 cases has surpassed 86,000. Visitors to public places in South Korea, such as restaurants and cafes, need to check in by using a QR code or writing down their contact details. But this has caused concerns over privacy. Starting today, visitors will be given a personal information number, a unique code to identify themselves when going out to these places. Our Choi Won-jong explains.
In South Korea, writing down personal information has become mandatory when entering places like coffee shops, restaurants, bars, and even indoor sports facilities, all part of the government's contact tracing efforts. However, personal information is often left exposed and creates privacy issues. This led to the implementation of a QR code check-in system. But now there's an update. Starting Friday, personal security numbers will accompany QR codes. But what does the new check-in system look like? The security numbers are a combination of 4 random numbers and 2 Korean letters. All visitors will have a unique security code, just like a license plate and identification number. So how do I get my personal security number? In the past, people access their QR codes with their personal information encrypted, usually via Naver or Kakao. Finding personal security numbers involves exact same process, and by Friday, they will be available for use. How or when can I use my number? If the facility does not have the QR code check-in system, the personal security number can be written down on the visitor log instead of address or phone number. This new method is designed to fix the privacy issues that came with the original check-in system. The government says that you cannot be contacted using these numbers, meaning there's no reason for them to be stolen. The numbers will last until the pandemic ends and will be used only for epidemiological investigations. Choi Won-jong, Arirang News.
South Korea is scheduled to start administering COVID-19 vaccines next week. President Moon Jae-in inspected the special syringes that will be used. They are designed to minimize the space between the plunger and needle to reduce waste. Our Kim Min-ji explains further.
When South Korea starts administering COVID-19 vaccines, they'll be able to use specialized syringes designed to reduce waste. President Moon Jae-in on Thursday inspected the production of low-dead space syringes during a visit to a local manufacturer. The government has bought 40 million from Sina Corp and Tuwon Meditech, while Pungni Pharmatech has decided to provide 127,000 free of charge.
주사기의 효율을 고도화하여 백신을 20% 아끼게 되고 결국 백신 20%를 더 생산하는 것과 같은 효과를 거두는 셈입니다. 세 업체 모두 많은 나라에 최소 잔여형 주사기를 공급함으로써 세계 각국의 코로나 극복에 크게 기여하게 될 것입니다.
Low-dead space syringes are designed to limit wasted space between the plunger and the needle, where fluid would have been left behind and not used. That will enable a single vial to inject 6 doses instead of the usual 5. Countries around the world are stepping up efforts to produce or import the specialized syringes, which are currently in short supply. Some 20 nations have already sent requests to buy low-dead space syringes from South Korean manufacturers. President Moon praised the local manufacturers for successful production, saying the process has highlighted cooperation between SMEs, conglomerates, and the government. Samsung Electronics provided technological and production support for Heung-min Pharmatech, while the government provided financial support and reduced the time needed for product approval. Moon said that when the country starts inoculations next week, the government will ensure that they're successful. He also asked the public not to let down their guard in following virus prevention measures and to join the vaccine campaign with hopeful hearts. Kim Min-ji, Arirang News.
China is pointing at the U.S. as the next target of COVID-19 origin tracing, stressing that other countries need to cooperate and disclose related information to the rest of the world. Our Kim Hyo-sun reports.
After WHO investigators completed the probe into the origin of the novel coronavirus in China, Chinese authorities are being clear about where they feel the global body should look next.
We hope other countries will conduct the global origin tracing and share research outcomes with an active, scientific, and open attitude. We also hope other countries will shoulder more responsibilities and obligations for international cooperation on COVID-19 and for building a global community of health for all.
Beijing's Foreign Ministry spokesperson stressed that China carried out candid, in-depth, and friendly communication with WHO experts, and she urged the U.S. to do the same.
Can the U.S. conduct comprehensive cooperation with the WHO, invite WHO experts to make investigation, and trace the COVID-19 origin in the country and draw an independent conclusion? Just like WHO experts have mentioned before, the locations of origin tracing of coronavirus could be changed with the accumulation of facts and evidence, as well as development of scientific hypotheses.
She also pointed out that Western media outlets have reported on pneumonia outbreaks of unknown cause in Europe and the U.S., even before the COVID-19 outbreak in the Chinese city of Wuhan. The WHO team who carried out the probe in Wuhan made clear they are not looking at the possibility of the virus spreading through frozen food, dismissing the assertions of Chinese scientists who claim the virus may have spread through the import and export of frozen food products. The WHO experts also explained there were no widespread COVID-19 outbreaks at other food factories worldwide before the virus was first reported in Wuhan. Kim Hyo-sun, Arirang News.
President Moon Jae-in has invited representatives of the ruling Democratic Party, including its leader Lee Na-kyun, to the Blue House in the coming hours. They are expected to discuss COVID-19 quarantine measures and economic recovery, the fourth round of emergency handouts, employment recovery, and other current issues. This meeting comes after one back in last August. The South Korean economy is seeing a rebound in exports, but the pandemic continues to hammer the service sector and the job market. In its monthly Green Book report released Friday, the Finance Ministry said there are signs of improvement in the investment and manufacturing sectors thanks to rising exports. But it noted that uncertainties remain with weakening demand in the service sector and the worsening job market triggered by the pandemic. Externally, economic indicators have weakened due to a resurgence of infections since the fourth quarter of 2020, but expectations are rising with recent slowdown in global infections, vaccine rollouts, and massive stimulus measures. Top U.S. diplomat Antony Blinken will meet regularly with his counterparts from 3 countries that form a regional forum known as the Quad. The diplomats have agreed to meet at least once a year to strengthen cooperation on advancing a free and open Indo-Pacific region. Lee Seung-jae has more.
According to the U.S. State Department on Thursday, U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken has agreed to take part regularly in meetings with his counterparts from 3 other countries that form a regional forum known as the Quad.
I'm pleased to announce that tomorrow morning, Secretary Blinken and his counterparts from Japan, Australia, and India will speak together. The Quad, as it's known, and this discussion with the Quad foreign ministers is critical to advancing our shared goals of a free and open Indo-Pacific and rising to the defining challenges of our time, including coordinating our efforts on COVID-19 response, as well as climate change.
The announcement comes as Blinken met virtually on Thursday with his counterparts from Japan, Australia, and India, a group deemed as important to balance China's growing military and economic power. While the Biden administration has toned down its rhetoric against China, it agreed the countries are in a competition for the ages. The meeting also marked the first since Blinken became Secretary of State last month. The U.S. State Department also announced Thursday that Blinken will also participate in a virtual meeting with his counterparts from France, Germany, and the UK, also known as E3, to discuss shared goals and challenges. Then next Monday, Blinken will take part in the EU's Foreign Affairs Council at the invitation of the EU High Representative. Washington hopes to demonstrate the U.S. commitment to repair, revitalize, and share the level of ambition in the U.S.-EU relationship and with other EU member states. Lee Seung-jae, Arirang News.
NASA's latest robotic rover has successfully landed on Mars, where it will hunt for traces of past life. The rover will collect samples of rocks and dirt, helping scientists back on Earth to draw a clearer picture of the mysterious planet. Our Heung-min has this report.
Touchdown confirmed. Perseverance safely on the surface of Mars, ready to begin seeking the signs of past life.
Cheers and applause erupted in NASA's control room as its latest robotic rover, Perseverance, landed on Mars on Thursday U.S. Eastern Time, reaching its destination after a 7-month-long, 300-million-mile journey. The six-wheeled rover sliced through the Martian atmosphere and survived a challenging descent and landing, often called the 7 minutes of terror. Soon after touchdown, it sent back one of its first images, showing a shadow cast on the Martian surface. The vehicle's first stop is Jezero Crater, a region believed to have once been a massive lake. There, the rover will explore and collect rock and dirt samples to be brought back to Earth so scientists can look for any signs of life. While there have been other missions that have landed on Mars, this particular explorer, equipped with high-tech cameras, is the most advanced rover to be used in the search for life beyond Earth. NASA's science team expects the rover's mission to last about 2 years, helping experts improve their understanding of the red planet. Heung-min, Arirang News.
Tottenham's Son Heung-min achieved a personal best for attacking points in a season with his 18th goal in Thursday's Europa League match against Wolfsburg. Son scored the opener in the 13th minute to help his team win 4-1 in the first leg of the round of 32. With 18 goals and 13 assists, he now has 31 attacking points this season, one more than last season. The second leg is scheduled for next Thursday at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium in London. Minari, a film about the family of South Korean immigrants in the U.S., is gaining international fame, having already won nearly 70 trophies from around the world. The movie is competing at this year's Golden Globe Awards and very possibly at the Academy Awards as well. Our Choi Min-jung has more.
Minari, a tender film depicting the life of a Korean-American family in the 1980s, is well on its way to global fame. The movie, which portrays the story of immigrants from South Korea, has won 68 awards from film festivals and critic associations from around the world. The Korean language film has also been nominated for Best Foreign Language Film at this year's Golden Globes. These achievements are reminiscent of the success of the Korean movie Parasite, which earned more than 100 trophies before winning 4 Oscars last year. Now, all eyes are on whether Minari will make the nomination list for the upcoming Academy Awards. Numerous Oscar prediction sites forecast that the film will be nominated for Best Picture, Best Director, Best Actor, and Best Supporting Actress. One of the movie stars, Yoon Yo-jung, has already won more than 20 awards for Best Supporting Actress from various film critic associations. Viewers from South Korea will be able to watch Minari in theaters starting March 3rd. The award-winning movie will also be released in more than 20 countries, including the UK and France. The Golden Globe Awards ceremony is set to take place on February 28th, while the nominees for the Oscars will be announced on March 15th. Choi Min-jung, Arirang News.
Good morning. It was a freezing start to the day, but the intense cold snap should finally ease this afternoon. So there will be big gaps of nearly 15 degrees Celsius between lows and highs in most parts. Dress accordingly. The East Coast, however, continues to endure strong winds and dry air with weather alerts in place. In fact, a forest fire watch has also issued for parts of the East Coast by the Korea Forest Service, so please be extra careful with fires. Highs will rise towards 10 degrees in most parts, and Gwangju and Busan will make it to 11 degrees Celsius this afternoon under sunny skies, with decent air quality for most regions. Very mild weather is in store this weekend. We'll hit 16 degrees in Seoul on Sunday, but as you could might guess, dust levels will go up. The capital region and Chungcheong-do provinces will have dusty air on Saturday, but Sunday will be dusty nationwide, apart from Jeju Island. That's Korea for you, and here's a look at the weather conditions around the world.
That's all from us at the hour on Arirang News. We'll be back with more of the day's headlines at noon Korea time, so stay tuned. Thank you for watching.
Take caution to prevent infections caused by contact with family members and everyday activities. Prevention in